Happy December. Happy week before Christmas holiday. Whatever you celebrate, happy holiday and happy holidays, no matter what it is. Okay. This is so technically the week before Christmas here. Actually Christmas week. I believe this Sunday is Christmas, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, hello everybody. Good to see you. It's Lynn Rene MacDonald here for Live Talk Forum. We're coming to you live in Virginia Beach, Virginia, from Virginia Beach, Virginia, at the Institute for Christ Consciousness and the Copper Dragon. And this is our Wednesday evening show at 7:15. It's our live talk forum. Lots to talk about tonight. I see everybody coming on here. Hey, everybody, share what we do. Get our stuff out there. The more we work together to make the public aware of what's really going on in the world and what really is truth of God or truth of love across the board, both in earth world reality and in all that it is, the more we're going to change the world, the more we work together to do so. That's what this show is about. It's about your personal life. It's about asking any of your questions. Many of you who come all the time already know. We're going to answer last week's questions or previous week's questions, and we're going to bring us up to date tonight. This is one of our plans, as well as answer tonight's questions for everybody as well. Any questions that you get, and if we don't get to you, we will get to you at the next show, okay? All right, so lots going on in the world, right? Crazy shit. By the way, Rachel, do you know where that book is? Do you know where that book is that we just got from the bookstore? Is it in 124?
124.
Okay. All right. Well, we got another interesting, really cool book that has to do with the New World Order, Charles Schwab and everybody, and who they all align with and what they all believe. And basically it's darkness, as we've talked about, but another book for you to read, for those of you who would like something more to read, up on this, because the more you educate yourself across the board from all different sources, the more you can weigh this out with the universe and ask God and talk to God to be solidly sure in your earth world space here in earth world, right? As you work with God to be sure and have all the proof that you need for your heart of the space of God that you're in to understand what the God's honest truth is about what's going on out here in the world and in all that is. This show is designed to help people find and work with love energy or God or universe and create their greatest lives. This also has all the tools that you need for everything into the future with these wild times that are coming. We were just talking about 2023 and it's gearing up to be a wild year. Okay, wild year. All right, so I think I have my people working on getting me a drink. So if you guys can donate, please do in any way possible. And everybody who does donate, however you donate, thank you. All right, thank you so much, because everything helps. Everything helps, especially in these times, to keep us going, as well as to help people, help each other, help other people. However we do it, as you know, we do all kinds of donation stuff. Both metaphysically, we do life counseling, we do medical intuitive, we do spiritual work, all different kinds of spiritual work, energy work, chiropractic. We're a full service healing center here. It's the Institute for Christ Consciousness and the Copper Dragon in Virginia Beach. We also have awesome products. We just decorated the shop and it's wild. It's wildly beautiful there. And one of these days, hopefully, I'll get you a video and post it on my page to see how beautiful it is. You know, we really wanted to infuse it with Christ energy and holiday energy in such a dark time. And it doesn't really at all matter what you celebrate or what you believe. What it behooves you to believe in it or understand is that it is love. It is love. Doesn't matter what religion you are, as long as we are in our hearts, we all come together from love and we all understand each other. Okay, that's how it truly works. Okay, so that said, tonight's show, lots of wild shit. We talked about this other book from that gentleman. Do you know what his name is, Ray?
I don't remember his first name, but his last name's Harari, and the book is Sapiens.
Okay, the book is Sapiens, and his last name is Harari, and he's all in alignment with Charles Schwab and the Bill Gates and the New World. He's Israeli, Rachel says.
Academic, yeah.
Yeah, an Israeli academic. And he has like some wild ass beliefs that are all in alignment, and this is basically the toxic that they believe with this darkness or New World Order other satanic, whether you call the Chinese government, the elitists, the bankers, the cabal, all right, as long as you understand that this is darkness, serious darkness, and it is really coming to fruition where people are really starting to understand that this is really the truth of what is going on, like fucking finally, after how many years ago? 2019? Was that when the end of 2019 was when, or during 2019 was when COVID started to come out?
I think so.
Yeah. So this is the whole story. You'll find, meaning all this research that you can do by looking up these people. Also, it's on their website, okay? Thank you, Sophia. I've been guided to tell you about that it is on their website, the New World Order. Also, lots of people send me videos. I just ask God, what's the God's honest truth? What do I need to know about today, God? What do I need to share with the people? What is this truth? And all of a sudden, videos will come in. Universe will guide me to whatever information I need to know, because that's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we teach here. You guys all know that, right? Okay. So thank you, Sophia. Thanks for coming, and thanks for bringing me a drink. Appreciate it. All right. I also have with me tonight Jennifer and Rachel, my faithful assistants, and we're going to talk about what they're talking about. And many of you who've been on my page, it's been, my page is always radical, my Facebook page, and I usually will post other stuff on my social media, because it's important. However we get the word out, guided by higher knowing, that's what we do. So many of you might have seen some of this stuff where, it's so bizarre, but it is literally on the website of this New World Order. Also, so and I know this is hard, this is truth, because I absolutely 110% feel it in my heart when we are talking about the VAERS website and the results of the shot, or the what do I call it, lizard serum inoculation, whatever you want to call it. What they're saying, is that it's been so covered up, right? And the results, even like reports on the CDC and stuff like that, are not really the truth about the God's honest truth. I'm sure you all know of what's the truth about the effects of the COVID-19 shot and everything having to do with it, right? So do your research. There's some great articles, some great wisdom out there to share, to understand, to help everybody to see the God's honest truth, okay? They were saying, one of the articles is that I think it's on the VAERS website, it's up to 5 times what's being reported. Scary, scary shit. Okay? For all of us. It's just heartbreaking that this could even happen in the space of people or humanity that we're in, and in these times. It's just unbelievable, right? So start looking into this, look this stuff up, do your homework, do your research. Basically there's reports on that. What is the name? Somebody sent me a site. What was it? Stop Now, has to do with stopping all of this, the New World Order, and standing up, making a difference, getting it out there. So because what they're doing is they're trying to make
Stop World Control.
Stop World Control?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they said?
That's the website.
Okay, Rachel says it's stopworldcontrol.com. All right, so take a look at this stuff, and, always, don't just take my word or anybody's out there. Talk to God, talk to love, talk to universe about it, right? To be sure that it feels right, that you hear, listen, and know in your heart what the truth is, all right? And 99.9% of the time, if it's super fucking toxic for you, it comes in right away and it won't stop, right? You'll just fucking know instantly. Just like when the inoculations first came out and all this first happened, I was like, we've been through this, and I make this face. Because the truth is, man, I used to look at my big white dog, Nani, super gifted German Shepherd, wolf lifetime mix, right? And she's on the floor, and I would look at her all the time, and I would say, Nani. I would say, when she'd be doing something bad or she want to know something, I'd be like, because she knows, we all fucking know what the truth is all the time. We know. We feel it in our hearts, truth be told. And the more we do this and work with God, the more adept at it we become. Adept, great word, huh, Nicole Upper? Oh, okay. All right. That said, so I just want to briefly run through some of the stuff that universe has told me, and guided me to the crazy shit. It's unbelievable that they're doing, like, baby, or they're trying to do, or that there's going to be coming in the future, right? Ultimately, they want to employ world slavery, the new world order, control everything, everyone, with their ideas, and they're toxic, really. Okay. And truth is, it's AI, artificial intelligence, okay, making cyborg type people, incubators for mass incubating or growing of babies, what do they call them? Yeah, like baby pod shit. It's crazy stuff, man. I'm looking at it. I'm like, am I going insane? Am I going insane? Is this really fucking real, right? And then the ass kicker is, and this is how smooth this darkness is, right? Because we be conditioned, or they're conditioning to us to this darkness to basically slowly escalate us into believing what they're saying. Like here's an example. They're making these huge auditoriums of building baby AI babies, and you can have your baby with them, right? And there's so many things behind the scenes they're not telling you, right? You don't have to birth a baby anymore. We'll grow your baby for you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah. And universe is showing me, as I'm watching this ad, right? Universe is showing me the craziest shit. I don't know if any of you saw I Am Legend, right? Where they have the crazy fucking people who are really sick that come out at night and attack the world and have become these monsters, right? Oh, right. Universe, as soon as I started reading this and seeing the ad, and I think Redacted has the actual ad. That's one of the shows that you can look at to look into the God's honest truth. Remember, not everything and all that people say is the God's honest truth. The best place to get that is here. Ask and you shall receive. Work with God, work with love. The more you do that, the more you will be in alignment with the truth. Okay, the God's honest truth, right? But you will get it from all different sources. Universe, the whole world is filled with gifts and messages and truths for you to help and assist you. Okay, so Redacted had this commercial, and on the commercial, they're trying to sell, again, they were doing a story about it. It's not that they were promoting this, okay, to let the people know. And what they were doing is, hold on a second. The NWO, who's in alignment with all this, or the New World Order, World Economic Forum, all right, look on their websites, because all this shit is up there, man, in some way, shape, or form. It's right in front of our faces, just like it is out here in our reality, and we are being conditioned, and it is like they're utilizing the energy of Saturn to slowly conform you. Man, it's creepy as shit, right? So just be aware of this. But what they're saying is they're trying to sell the young people and the millennials and the newer generations that we can make your baby for you. You don't have to do this. Your baby's going to be fine because we'll take care of it and we'll monitor every system for you. And I'm like, whoa.
Watch it on your phone.
What?
You can watch it on your phone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like watch your baby on your phone. Technology can be a wonderful, great thing, but everything in this world is about your heart. Are you fucking in your heart, or are you not? What is your intent? Is it the highest form of love, to help people, to change the world, to help you, to do great and amazing things? Or is it because you want to control the world? What is your true intent, right? And this is what they're doing with the masses, mass conditioning, right? Over time, right? Through decades, changing the world to what they want it to be, just like they took over the elections here. Same thing. It's all in an intricate design. And it's so subtle and it's so shady, because when you think about it, even in the Bible itself, it talks about, how the darkness, that's how it operates. It is shady. It does manipulate it. It uses everything that is all the power and the gifts of God and turns it in to a little bit something different to manipulate you. That's how they got so many people who were fucking deathly afraid of the COVID shot, right? Or of COVID, right? They got so many people to get out there and do the inoculations for fear that they were going to get sick. That mad fear, they played on people's mad fear. But if the people had God, right? Or were consciously aware, working with love, and asked, hey, is this the God's honest truth? What about this? Should I get this? What's going on here? What's really the truth? Right? But instead, they got all emotional, freaked out. ran out and got inoculated so many millions of people. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And then they utilize the groups of people out here, right? They utilize people and they tell them that it's for the well-being of your family members. Go get inoculated so that your mother doesn't die, your friend doesn't die, because if you don't, you might spread that and they might die because of you. Oh yeah, what a crock of shit that is. If you know anything about how the soul works, you decide. Your soul decides for you everything that it does. And even if I say, well, this person manipulated me, ultimately, I made the choice to do what the manipulation was. I decided, oh, this is okay. Or maybe it's not okay, but I'm not well enough to make those choices, or in an unwell space in me, I went ahead and did something that was unhealthy for me, because that's my spiritual journey and my spiritual growth. But nobody tells me what to do or makes me do anything, because ultimately I have to conform to that, or I have to say, I'm going to do it. Right? And that's the key here to this whole New World Order. It's about nonconformist. It's about high-end God. It's about high-end love, which is why they want to kill high-end love energy people. Why? Because they're filled with enlightenment, and all the solutions of the New World are in them. And if they stop us, they stop everything, and everything can be the way they want it, right? Crazy shit, right? Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. So, going back to those baby commercials, what they're telling you there, again, manipulation, master manipulation of darkness, okay? What they're telling you there is like, we're going to help you. So if you have cancer in your family, or you can't have a child, we're going to help you to have a child. But they're not telling you the truth of what they're doing with that child or anything. Right? And truth be told, when I sat there with God and watched the whole commercial in the 15-minute redacted clip, right? And Redacted is a show that you can watch on YouTube that comes up. There's other people I've talked about in the past, right? But this is what I'm talking about right here, right now. Okay. And with this redacted clip, that's what they're telling the people. Oh, if you have any kind of health problems, we'll make the baby for you. and I'm sitting there, and God is like giving me images. My soul God connection to love is giving me these images of I Am Legend and those monsters that are coming out of the darkness. Do you think that's an accident? What happens? Did anybody ever hear of what is it when they put a baby in the closet? And the baby doesn't get what it needs in the family. Failure to thrive. When the baby doesn't get love, when the baby is and this isn't even funny, it's fucking sick as hell, but this is what really happens in human nature, in psychology, right? If the animal or the baby doesn't get what it needs, its needs met, nurturing, love, it doesn't come out right. It doesn't work right. It becomes super unwell. This is where all mental illness comes from lifetimes. Lifetimes. We carry it from soul to soul to soul to soul, right? Or to energy and lifetime to lifetime to lifetime, because it resides in us when we are somehow slighted in any way, shape, or form. And the same is true here. When you think that you're going to make a child that is disconnected from the mother, all her emotions, her immune system, the natural progression of the most dynamite formula of all that exists of love and creation, which is God, and they're going to do it better. Oh, I'm like, the monster images that I got made me want to vomit, and I'm not kidding. All right. There's going to be huge issues coming in the future, because the truth is, you can't make man machines. You can't. You can help people with your devices with the right intent. All right. But you can't build a human soul in AI. You can't do it. You just can't do it. It's out of alignment with the formula of God or love. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. So when you think about what's in the inoculations and in the testing and all of that stuff, it's all designed for their tests to try to make these new beings and incorporate, the artificial intelligence into you, into me, into everybody, through all of their devices and toxic ways of doing that with their what they think is their grand science. But truth be told, God wins. God wins. God is all the power, and it knows exactly what's going on. And as long as I have this connection to God and love, and I teach the world this, and you guys do this, they can never, ever, ever get to you. They can't. Because what's going to happen is, as the world morphs and changes, everybody becomes higher vibration of love, and love is the ultimate freedom. the ultimate freedom. It doesn't conform. It doesn't mean that it doesn't do what it wants. It does, but there is a whole law that's beyond understanding for this incredible darkness, especially because they're not truly in it in this way. Do you understand? This is why what we teach here and do here is so massive important. And why I'm talking about this now is because 2023 is going to be a wild ass year across the board for everybody out here on personal levels. But universe does not reward us and does not bring you every tool, every gift, everything that you need, because that's how love works. Okay, because at some point all this darkness folds up and collapses on itself, because that's the nature of it. There's no core love in there. None. So that's what they're doing with the baby stuff. They're doing all kinds. They're going to continue with their inoculations. They're going to do lockdowns. They're going to do what they call 15-minute cities. Okay, 15-minute cities. Another crazy, right? What is a 15-minute city? I don't know if any of you've heard about it, but I believe that's what they called it, but they have different names for it, of course. It's like to stop the emissions and the carbon and the toxics, so you kind of get out of your house for 15 minutes and get everything that you need and you can go into the city, but then you have to go home for like a month or 2 weeks, and then you have to stay in your house, okay? I mean, the same thing with the cars and all that. They're going to try to stop you from having your car. They're going to shut down the electricity. They're going to shut down the gasoline. This is all their plan. Just like they burn the meat packing factories, and they're buying all the farmland. They're stopping the Dutch farmers. I mean, the list goes on here. People, look this shit up, and I'm sitting here going, "Am I insane? Am I insane? Am I insane?" But I know that I'm not, because all I did was ask God, what do I need to know? What's going on in the world? What's the God's honest truth? Show me what I need to share with everybody and what I need to know to share with the world so we can change this world. And then I did some mad energy work with God, because this is what I do, right? I'm talking to God all the time, right? But if we all work with God or love all the time, wow, boom, it's over. It's over. Done. All the solutions. I can tell you hundreds of solutions I have for the whole new world and what's coming. I tap into it. How? I ask. Ask and you shall receive. For the new education system, the new government, how we help everybody, how everything works educationally, with health, everything, justice system, everything from love. Formulas, new age, future formulas from love. Not this weirdo techno shit, right? Because this is really how they're controlling us. Crazy. And don't think for a second they're not, right? One of the videos I saw is they already started this by you having a subscription. Subscription to cable, right? Subscription to videos, subscription to, this. So they want to make everything a subscription, right? Because then they control you. You have to buy, you don't own this water. You get to drink it because we said you could, but you have to pay us $15 a month for that bottle of water that we're going to deliver to you every day. It's a subscription, right? So you don't ever own anything. And that's their plan. Own nothing and be happy. And along with the invasion of massive privacy, but really, who gives a shit what I am doing, right? Who gives a shit? My shit is right out there on the board. If I'm not doing anything shady, why would I give a shit? Do you see? You wouldn't. And if you don't care about it, then it has no importance and no power over you. If you work with love and you're super enlightened and you work with God and you're on that path, even if you're not in the high-end enlightened space that you want to be in, as long as you're on that path and your heart is in the right place and you're doing your best to be in that space, universe has got you. Always. Your heart, your soul is genius. Genius. Don't forget this shit, people. Super, super powerful. You are. They can't make you do anything that you don't want to do, right? They can't. Because in these high-end spaces of God, you can't control anything because there's no need to, because everybody comes from love. This is the truth of God. This is the truth of love. Then getting back to talking about all these systems, these 15-minute cities, this subscription control, and you can see it in your everyday life and how it's gone down, right? I have a Jeep, everything is now electronic. Jennifer has a Subaru, everything is electronic. And the Jeep that I got in 2014 that I thought was super electronic is nothing compared to the fucking Subaru that she has that I can't even stand because I can't even work the fucking thing, right? It's so insane, right? But there's a lot of beautiful things in it. But the issue is, what is the underlying mission of why are they doing this? Are they really trying to help you, or are they really trying to make you lazy and manipulate you to get you to conform to what they want into their massive avenues of all the control of the whole entire world? Because you don't want to get a normal car, or you can't fix a normal car. And this is what they're doing on purpose. They're getting you so that you can't fix the normal car without electronics. Do you know that? It's insane. It's absolutely insane, right? So that's what they're saying. And this is why we may go back. We very well may go back to the old cars, because you can fix those cars. Once you get technology and chips and all this crazy shit, watch out. And so 2023 is going to blast the shit out of people with this wild stuff. But if you think about it, look at your history. I used to have Verizon, right? And what did I do? I bought movies on Verizon. And then when I quit Verizon, they took all my movies. But I paid for those movies. But I don't get to keep those movies. Those movies are gone. And in my video library with Verizon. What a nice thing. And I'm like, yeah, I paid for this movie. Like I should own it literally in my hand here in Earth World. And I don't. Because you desubscribe to Verizon, Verizon TV, right? You desubscribe, to the subscriptions, right? Think about it. It's the same thing with anything like Redbox or, what is the other one? Netflix, rather. I don't know if Redbox has subscriptions, to be honest with you, but I know that Netflix does. So, and the same thing. There's HBO, there's cable television, everything is being, I guess, subscribed is the best word for it. Okay. And it's to control you, where you don't really own it. The same thing happened with Cox Cable here in Virginia. I bought the movies. I don't have the movies anymore. I don't own the movies anymore because they take them away. You don't have the subscription. You don't get to have the movie. So you're literally paying constantly for movie after movie after movie after movie, when you can have the literal fucking movie in your hand right here and use it 100 times without having to pay every time. But that's the whole idea, is to rape and rob all the people. That's why they're the elites. They're collecting all this massive money and taking and taking and taking for the people. But the second the people stop everything is the second we're free. How's that sound? That's some crazy shit, right? But always guided by love, guided by God, guided by universe and higher knowing. Okay? So look into all these crazy things. They're going to try to make you eat bugs, synthetic foods. Oh yeah. And I've seen videos, and don't think for a second, get a clue. Look at shit that goes on in China. And they're saying, oh, they're not doing this anymore. All this propaganda is out there to make you not believe it anymore. And to think that everything's okay. Just like the Joe Biden government, this bullshit government with him. The dude is sick. Super not well. He's not really the president at all. Truth be told. All right. So, and there's a lot of underlying forces all behind this, right? But here's the deal. God isn't stupid. That's the best part about it. Makes me laugh my ass off. None of us are. If you connect with God, connect with the universe, love, all the same energy, you have everything you need always, and all the information you need always as well. Okay, let me just see, because there was more information here of the crazy shit they were talking about. Everything from, here it is. You know what they do to dogs in China? I don't know if you guys know this, but this is horrific, and I can barely even talk about it without crying my ass off, because they take the dogs and basically, from what I understand, they kill them, they euthanize them, and they used to eat them. Okay, pretty gross stuff. And as you know, Americans love their dogs. So don't think for a second that if they're killing cattle and they're killing farm animals, don't think for a second that they're not going to say, we're going to come take your dog and put it in a group home for dogs, and it's going to be so much happier than when it lived with you. Meanwhile, they're going to kill it. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see? Sick shit. Very, very sick shit. Even the pedophilia, another example. The sick, disgusting stuff. When has it ever been okay in all of our lives that was okay? Never. Fucking never. They fucking kill people in prison. In prison. Who are child molesters. Crazy shit. Right? Because it's toxic. Same thing with Hollywood, all the sports, all that garbage. It's dark. It's dark as fuck. And what happens is at some point that, the devil comes calling. and it's like humorous, but really it's not. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Look at what has happened to Justin Bieber. Look at what has happened to his wife. Okay. And there's a ton of people out there, who got inoculated, where all this toxic shit is happening. And don't think for a second that there isn't agreements with darkness. Look at the whole Kardashian family and how massively dark they have become. Yeah. Oh my God. Who pours blood all over them and does a video? Ooh, what normal human being does shit like that, right? I mean, it's insane. So when you put all the pieces together in Earthworld, you can see the God's honest truth about all of this. Okay? So more and more wild stuff like this is going to be coming out. They're going to keep telling you this, right? Just like you paying your taxes. It's going to be interesting to see what goes down with that. Because how many more billions of dollars of your tax money can they take before a loaf of bread is $1.6 million and you can't eat? Do you think you're going to fucking pay your taxes? Do you think? If you can't feed your children, you can't live. There's going to be massive, you think it's homeless people out here now? Crazy. And people, and I see it, right? Because we work with Jennifer and I, my sister and I have, we work in a storage unit facility and we see people every day. So this isn't my only job, right? Guided by higher knowing. We work, and we have lots of businesses to keep ends going and keep our job going and do what we do here so we can help people. All right. So we work our asses off every day, but we love what we do. And I'm cool with that. However, the reason I'm telling you about this is not really to get into that aspect of it right now. It is to tell you the truth. Like today I was working there and a guy came in a kilt. All right. I don't have a problem with a kilt, right? He has a water bottle, his own water bottle, has a backpack full of shit. And I know instantly that he's homeless or that he doesn't have a home. And he said, I want to buy a unit here, and I said, do you have a phone number? No. Do you have an ID? No. Right? Instantly, I know. And this has been happening more and more and more because people are losing their homes. They don't have the money to pay. And for Christ's sake, it's because this is what's going on. This high-end inflation was designed by the darkness, and the American government is the comptroller of this shit. Make no mistake about it. That, the elitists, the darkness, the Chinese government, they're all in cahoots. All in cahoots. So start looking into these things. I know I talk about this a lot, but I haven't talked about this latest bunch of stuff overall. And I'm being guided by universe to share this with you guys. So, and you know what the truth is by how it feels in your heart. Okay? How it feels in your heart. So look up that guy who wrote the Sapiens book. What's the other book, Rachel, that they call, that is basically like the Bible for the New World Order? What is it? The Sapiens book. Bill Gates endorses it. Barack Obama endorses it. It's disgusting. So take a look and you see what these people are fucking into. It's like it's totally super unwell. Super unwell. Go ahead, Rachel. You know what the name of the book is?
Yeah, it's I believe it's Homo Deus. I forget what the language actually is, but it translates to man is God.
Okay, did you guys hear that? Rachel says that the other book is Homo Deus.
Deus, yeah, I don't know if I'm pronouncing
Dios,
it right.
All right, and what it is there it translates into man is God, is what Rachel's saying.
And that's also by Harari.
And that's also by Harari. Okay, so it's a very intellectual book, but it's absolutely 110% dark. So if any of you want to take a look at this, because this is really, their basis or their Bible, so to speak, along with all that is dark, right? For their formula, absolutely. And one of the other books I read was by, what's that other gentleman? I don't know if I should really call him a gentleman, but for never meeting him, the guy who does the Satanic book and what is his name?
I don't know his name.
I know we got a copy of that, and we really looked into that. Anthony LaFay, I think it is. Is it Anthony LaFay?
No.
The guy's last name is LaFay, and he talks about Satanism. But if you take a look at it, it has everything to do, if any of you know about, and you must know because you wouldn't be watching on my show, right? How the law of universe or love works. We all know on an innate soul level. So when you read, like, it's about like a book about the Antichrist and how, and Satanism, right? But if you read that book or you look into it, you don't have to read many pages to see how this correlates with all these other books and all this other darkness, as well as how they manipulate. All right, how they manipulate. And even in these other books that we're talking about here, how they manipulate love energy and how it works to utilize the darkness, take advantage of the people and their good hearts. Crazy shit. But that's really what's going on here. But if you're wiser and you work with God in love, you'll always be able to see the forest through the trees. Why? Because you'll ask. Ask and you shall receive. Thank you, God, for that for us always. And the God's honest truth, the best wisdom, gifts, tools, everything we need to know. Thank you, God, for that for us always. And do. And let us be guided by that always from love in the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is. And thank you, God, for these gifts in our souls and in all we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is, and that which is this love in the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is. And thank you, God, for that for us. Heavy shit, right? Heavy shit. Okay, so this said, if you guys have any questions about this, please ask. All right, the reason all these things are coming in is to make you aware of what's going on behind the scenes, to really show you this sick world, man. It's just insane, and make you prepared for, seeing what's coming, how to handle everything, as well as because knowledge or wisdom trumps everything. Wisdom trumps everything. By knowing, you can make a plan. You can talk to God. You can understand. And that's what I do. Anything I don't understand, like I don't have to understand all the intellectual material in Harari's book. I don't. I just have to ask God, what does this mean? What does this mean? The God's honest truth on layman's terms. Because most people out here in society understand layman's terms. And if you can't communicate in layman's terms, you're fucked. Okay, so there is a level of God, right, in our communication that we have to be able to understand in all our communication. All right, so in this Harari book, you could read this book, you can look at it. It's not unlike the Eckhart Tolle stuff, right? You read that, there's a lot, to me, it's extremely intellectual. I've had my clients complain about it and say, oh, this book isn't for me. I just can't deal with that. I just simply need to know, here it is. Right? Just like me, I don't have to know the components of water, right? I don't. I just have to ask God what I need. What do I need to know about this for whatever it is I need? Do you see? Okay. And as long as it is the truth of God and I feel it in my heart, I'm always working with God. I always have all the answers. I'm always able to understand. I'm always able to communicate. I'm always able to share. I'm always able to speak and listen and hear and get through to people. Why? And get them to understand me. Why? Because I ask God for that. Thank you, God, for that for us, for all of us. Because it doesn't matter how intelligent we are or how gifted we are in infinite ways. If I can't communicate, I am fucked. Whoever it is. If I couldn't communicate, you guys wouldn't even come here on the show and watch. You'd be like, what the hell? What is that girl talking about, right? And even now I'm challenged. I see, because we teach God or love. We teach nothing like what's out here in the world in traditional society. So when people come in and meet me, right, then I'm like, da-da-da-da-da, and they're like, what? What? And I know that they're not getting what I'm saying, so this is part of my challenges. That's having Pisces in the third house and Gemini's house, because I speak, eat, breathe, live, sleep, God, spirit, universe, love. And that's what I do. Okay, that's my third house, right? That's one of the ways it can show up in your chart, okay? But I also have Saturn in there. Saturn's that bear that always makes sure I do the right thing, because when it doesn't, it fucks me up hard. So, scary shit, right? But not really. Not if you're doing the right thing. Not if you're doing the right thing from love, in alignment with love, coming from love, okay? All right. So, all of this fun stuff said, you're going to start noticing in the world how much the people are noticing and opening up. Again, Neptune coming into Aries, all right, within 10 degrees of the cusp. So you're going to start to see that fire energy burning off the fog of Neptune, and people are going to start to see the truth and feel like more in the space of themselves. Hey, this isn't right. They're taking away my freedoms. And Aries is all about the self. And then Pluto moving into Aquarius. Aquarius is new age, man. New age, right? Aquarius is a really great sign of humanitarian. That's like the song of the Fifth Dimension sings, "This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius." You know that, right? I know, I'm not a singer. I get it. Okay. However, the dawning of the age of Aquarius is about the new age, right? Moving from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, which is supposed to be about humanitarian and love and higher elevations of love and changing the world to a space of love and peace and harmony, all that lovely shit that they kind of put together, in a beautiful song, right? From I think is it Fifth Dimension that sings that, or is it somebody else? It might be somebody else. I know you wouldn't know, Rachel. I forgot. Rachel's a millennial. Oh my God, right? But some millennials do know, right? They do know that song, but a lot of you will know it. I can't think if it's the Fifth Dimension, but it's the age of Aquarius. But either way, Pluto is right on the edge, moving into Aquarius and out of Capricorn. And Capricorn is the rule maker, okay? So it helps people have integrity, be guided by love, honor, respect, do the right thing, right? So as soon as we hit the Aquarius energy and this totalitarian darkness, all people shit and all that's going on here, that means more fuck storms, more transformation, more massive control, okay? More massive control. Pluto is the planet of manipulation and darkness at the deepest, darkest psychological unwell levels that go way, 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 way deep down, right? In its unhealthiest space. But it is here, right? People would say to bring the world to its knees, right? In other words, you can't get to the light until you understand the darkness. And sometimes that means great, great, great suffering for humanity. Rough shit. But if you got what I do, you can be just fine. No matter what. No matter what. And you then can help all these people. But it's up to those people to grab this energy, to want to be different. Right? But waves of energy are coming in, and literally in the stars, in the transits, clearing this energy out of us. Literally. Right? Releasing all of this. Because if you signed on to come onto this planet and in this planet in these times, you came here to heal yourself, people, and live your greatest life and change this earth world. You did. So when people say, "I don't know what you're talking about, Lynn, I was just born," well, your soul has a subconscious soul contract, so to speak. If you want to put it in like layman's terms in earth world for easier understanding, there's an agreement here, a karmic agreement for us, and we decide from our souls what that agreement is. That's why no soul decides another soul's destiny. It is your soul that decides yours. So no matter how you want to rush around and try to save somebody, it's never going to happen unless that person wants to save themselves and literally, stay or go or whatever they want to do. Do you see what I'm saying? You cannot save somebody from their own demise. You can give them all the tools, you can talk to them all you want, but if they're not ready and everything in God's time, meaning in alignment with love, right? If they're not ready, they're not going to do it. And you really are not the catalyst or the person who changes that. You're not. It is their soul who makes the choice to do whatever it chooses, whether it stays in earth world, whether it becomes sick, all of its challenges, all of its pathways, all of its destinies, dreams, everything. You decide. Your own soul decides its own destiny. And once, you understand enlightenment and you work with God, as you grow and you constantly do, let's say, in alignment with what we do in some way, shape, or form, right? Like I talk to God all the time, and universe is always giving me information 24/7. And the more I talk to God, the more information that I get, the higher I vibrate, the more amazing I become, the more magic I have, the more everything in my world is incredible. Right? And this is for all of us. So, like my one astrologer from way back when, he used to say to me, enlightenment is a bad disease, but really, it's not. It's not. Because you can't replace, right, eternal happiness for anything. You can't. Eternal happiness. Imagine that. Imagine that. Never any more suffering. Imagine. Yeah. Because that's where this path brings you. Yeah, it doesn't mean you don't have some trials and tribulations on the way there, but boy, are you in a really healthier space as you go down this path. If I look through my whole entire life and I think about from when I was young and I was a mad wild girl, mad like crazy, Literally, I did whatever I wanted to do whenever I wanted to do it without thinking about the repercussions or people's feelings, right? And so when I was younger, I did a lot of toxic stuff. That was all part of my journey. It's what my soul chose to get the message. It also brought in a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, to the point in my life where I said, I'm done, God. I am done. I don't want to cry anymore. I don't want to hurt anymore. I don't want to be in pain anymore. I just fucking don't want that. And that's what's going to happen for the world and what is happening. But if you grab this bull by the horns, then it will never, ever, ever be as painful as that time was for me, ever, or for any of you. Yeah. And we each have our own ratio of suffering, depending on our wild ass souls and how magic we are and how the space of God that we're in, right? And multiple different factors here, all right, that we have in us. All right, so that is all the power of our souls. It is all the power of our souls. So, this all said, our souls are super magic, and with great suffering, right? This journey it doesn't have to be that way. The more you work with God or love is how you alleviate all of this. You change all of it. Doesn't mean you're not going to have challenges. Doesn't mean sometimes you're not going to cry. Doesn't mean that sometimes it's not going to be difficult. And what it does mean is that you will always have this power to change everything. Change everything. How you feel about everything. How you see things. How you understand everything. How you think. Right? From love. Or not. Or less than. Right? Because the law of universe kicks your fucking ass when you don't do the right thing. I lived it. I've been living it for lifetimes, right? And this one is no exception. It took me a long ass time to get to this space of God, and every day I'm still learning, and every day I'm still growing, and every day. But you know what? I am far more happier than I have ever been in my whole entire life, across the board infinitely, in this God space. And nothing out here. No amount of money, no amount of lovers, no amount of food, no amount of abundance, no amount of anything can take this from me. It's just not possible, because it is such an incredible space of love to be in. Incredible. So as long as you're on that path, you don't have to be in this space and already there. As long as you're on it, you're heading in that direction, and it's already in you. It's about opening these doorways from lifetimes that you've had in you, and they come out in this reality, and you release that stuff, that energy of you, and then you're able to utilize these gifts by working with God, by working with love. And Earth World is hands down your greatest teacher. Through great suffering. Through great suffering, right? I lived it. I get it. I fucking lived it. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's Earth World. That's Earth World. Okay, so all of this said, and these are the reason we're regrouping, meaning we're always at some point on and off throughout all our shows, we talk about this stuff because this is the now. This is what's happening out here right now in our reality, okay? Of course, there's always, different dimensions, future timelines, all of this, but this is where we're standing right now. Okay. And these are the tools for the now, for the major belief systems or dimensions of this Earth world, of what the people believe, at whatever vibration that you are in. Okay. Whatever vibration that you are in. And we all need these tools for the future. Okay. Because these are the tools that are going to bring us to where we need to go. I don't care who you are. All right. There's nothing out there that trumps what we do. All right. And there's variations of working with love energy. Absolutely. And all different levels and all different paths. But it has always been ask and you shall receive. We're just working with love. That's all you have to do. It isn't about I'm better than you, or my formula is better than you, or this religion does that, or this person does that. You feel in your heart what is best for you, and you follow that lead and you go for it. And if this is what you connect with, because at some point in your life you will come to this space and beyond the space of working with love and working with God consciously, subconsciously, all the time, as much as possible. And great destinies and great things you will do no matter what they are. And that's all of us. Anything I can do, you can do. We are all part of that same God or love energy, all of us. And we all have all the power, all the gifts, all the tools, all the time. The question is, can you see them? Can you do it? And if you can't, I'm like, anything I can't do, I ask God that I can, right? Any answer I need, I ask God for that. If I don't understand it, I ask God that I do. And everything, all my needs are met all of the time. Incredible. Okay, so moving on. These are new tools. We got to talk about this stuff periodically again because it is in the now, and we need to make sure that we know what's going on here because the now is what we're living in this moment. Okay, super important. Okay, all right. So that said, Jennifer, do we have any questions? I think we're going to move on to questions, but before we do we have any questions about all of this here, Rachel?
No.
No? Okay. And does anybody add anything?
A lot of people just agreeing with you. Yeah.
Great. That means you guys are seeing it. Yay. All right. So, and also, who's here? Do you want to share, Jen, who's here?
Sure. Joel Squires, Sarah.
Hey, Joel.
Right. Sarah Sutra, Nicholas, Nikki, Dee, who else? Jamie Thornton,
Cool.
Angela Pearl,
Cool.
Sarah Andrews,
Thanks,
Wendy
guys.
Hall, Kinsey, Mark, Steve Giltz.
Cool. Thanks. Hey, Steve. Hey, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Thank you. Super, super grateful. Super grateful that we share the world together. Thank God. Thank God we have each other. Honest to God. Okay. Oh, and speaking of that, oh my God, before we start our thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't say thank you. All right. Speaking of that, I have to share something with you guys. Because, let me see. Many of you might have seen it, but we're going to have a Christmas party, and I was going to make it a personal Christmas party for everybody, for like the people, and it is personal, because what I realize is all my people are my people, and I'm just going to hit this, because if you want to come here in Virginia Beach on January 7th, it's going to be from 7 to 9 p.m. We're going to do a holiday party and dinner for our friends, and I was thinking about adding something to this, like a bowl for donations for Ask a Psychic a Question. Funny shit, right? I just thought that would be really cool, right? So, but the dinner, it's basically, it's free of charge. It's to bring all of us together, guided by higher knowing. Anybody who wants to come is welcome. So this is, again, 7 to 9 p.m. We're going to do a secret Santa. There's going to be a full, basically kind of like a full course dinner. I think there's going to be food, like a main meal. There's going to be salad. There's going to be drinks. It's not going to be alcoholic. Let me just see, and I'll show you the ad because I think I put it on Facebook for those of you who didn't get to see it. You can check it out. You're all invited, all you guys. So this is really for my people. And so everybody knows that you guys, we're all the same people. It's people of love, right? So if you guys want to come, have dinner with us, chill with us, real life, real person, we're going to put up tables here around in this area, I think. We might need more space. We have so much shit. All right. And it's so crazy because the universe is like, accumulate this, get this. Somebody's going to need this or whatever. And it's incredible. So we're going to have a lovely dinner. Okay. And, I'm leaning toward, well, it's going to be catered. I'm leaning right now towards Italian. Just a nice time where we can have trays of ziti and lasagna and things like that. Yes.
Kinsey's asking if it's potluck.
What is potluck? Like you can bring something? You could, you definitely could bring something, Kinsey. Absolutely. I think, I don't know why that didn't connect, but yes, it could be. Like if you want to bring something, you can. All right. You do not have to. It's a dinner for everybody to celebrate. Basically be grateful and be thankful and celebrate all of us. All the good things in life. And it's kind of like a give back to my people, to our people, to everybody who comes from love, and have a great time, a great dinner, a nice time together. I was thinking, like I said, we might have a psychic jar, where, ask a psychic a question. So you can ask me a question and you donate something and you put it in the jar. So but it's not a requirement. And we're also going to do a secret Santa as well. So if you guys want to come, RSVP, because we have to order the food and stuff in advance, as you know. So I want to make sure we have enough. You ever do a dinner party where there's not enough food and everyone's like, oh yes, here's my plate. Oh, it's like this much food on your plate, and you're like, so we want to make sure that we have enough. But my goal is to make it a really great time after the holidays so that more people can come. And so it doesn't get in the craziness of everybody's holiday schedules. Again, it's January 7th, 7 to 9 p.m. It's going to be a dinner with a psychic donation bowl if you want to ask me a question donation at the event. And again, the donations go to help everybody, including keep us going in what we do here. Okay. But the dinner, there's no fee for this. So the dinner is really on universe, higher knowing. Okay. Thanks so much, God. Right. All right. So I just want to share that with you guys. Oh, and this Friday night, we have a master energy session, a Christ infusion energy session. I think many of you might have seen it on my Facebook too. I want to share that with you. And again, you don't have to do it. You follow your heart and universe will guide you to it. So I'm just going to quick show you that ad. You can find these on my Facebook pages and a lot of times on my Instagram, but I've been so crazy busy that, oh, Sophia just made a great ad, didn't she, for that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Here it is. And Sophia is our ad maker who does these really incredible ads, as you can see. So there's the ad for everybody who wants to come and Master Energy Infusion. All you got to do is have a phone and sound. You can come on Friday nights. It's going to clear the shit out and infuse you with super high end Christ energy love. That's Friday night. The fee for that is $100. It's normally a $300 energy session, just to let you guys know, but you're going to feel like $1,000,000, after that. And you know, but you only do it if you feel called to do it. Okay. There is no, nobody here is telling you what to do, just like on this program, ask God for the God's honest truth about what I'm saying. Ask God if you should come, feel in your heart, ask universe for everything that you need if you want to do it. So you can call in, you could do video call in. It's going to be this Friday from 7 to 9. It's December 23rd. I don't think it's an accident that it's on my dad's birthday. And so, my dad passed away years ago, but he is some kind of magic, and he's one of my guides who comes around all the time and helps me with all the work that I do, because he certainly couldn't do it when he was alive, God bless him, because we were just in different spaces of God then, right? And truth be told, on our journey, right? Okay, so I wanted to invite you guys to all of that. So check out my Facebook pages and always our Instagram, our YouTube as well. We're still, I don't know what's going on with me loading up the stuff to that new site. What is that?
It's still loading.
It's so insane. I don't know, like I'm going to have to pray on this shit, because we're trying to do, I think it is Rumble. And it's like, it's a video every 365 days. And I'm like, what the hell is going on, So we got to work on that. So thanks God for changing that for us now. But you can find all our videos at this time on YouTube, because YouTube hasn't yet taken down all of them and shut me down completely. Although, I swear to God, sometimes they're trying, right? Okay. That said, let's shoot and talk about everybody's questions and get everybody answers to their questions, anything they want to know to help and assist them from love in the purest form. Okay. That said, do we have any past questions first?
No.
Okay. So we did all the old questions from the past. Okay. Well, Jennifer, do you want to start with the new? And I just want to say thanks to you and Rachel for all the great work you do, because without you guys, I couldn't do the show. Okay. Thanks. So, and if you guys shout out to Jennifer, say hey, and to Rachel, man, they do a great job helping us with the questions. They let me see what's going on, and they make sure that they collect all the questions from weeks before, so we get all your questions met. Otherwise, I would be like my hair, a wild mess with it, for sure. Okay, so go ahead, Jennifer. We're going to start with your questions. Anybody who has questions, here we go.
I also want them to know too that we do tell Lynn your comments after sometimes. We just because we don't mention it in the show doesn't mean that Lynn doesn't find out.
Yeah, did you hear that? So a lot of times I might not see it or respond, but Jennifer and everybody and Rachel tells me what you guys say. Oh, so-and-so said this, so-and-so said thank you. So I do know. I might not be able to get to everybody all the time, but know that I know. Okay, and thank you. Okay, thanks for participating. Thanks for sharing our stuff. Thanks for changing the world from love and to love. Thanks. All right, so go ahead. Who do we got?
We're starting with Kinsey.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow is her father-in-law's birthday, and he died 3 years ago yesterday. She was wondering if you could call him in and speak to him. His name is David, and she sent a pic.
All right. Oh, Kinsey. Good work. So this is your father-in-law. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, hold on a minute. Does she have his name?
I think she said it was David.
All right, David. All right, thanks, David, for coming in. Is she okay if I share his picture? Father-in-law. So father-in-law means he's a father to her, correct? I think I need to sage. I feel like there's all this confusion energy around this right now. So you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So is she okay? Do you know if I share this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is Kinsey's father-in-law. It's funny because he has like a Kevin Costner kind of energy. Can you guys see
totally.
it? He totally has like a Kevin Costner energy, which is really neat. And by doing this and by sharing that with you guys, it gives you insight into him and who he is as a person. So if you know a Hollywood movie star, right? If you know like Kevin Costner, and then you see somebody in real life, like Kinsey's father, what is it? Father-in-law? I don't know why I'm having a problem with that. Clear that out, God, now, please. And it must be related to this and what you're asking. So what's the God's honest truth here? So about this man, what's his name?
David.
Do you know his full name and his birthday?
No, his birthday, I think she said, was today or tomorrow. I don't. Okay. The message is on there.
I think she said. No, he died yesterday. His birthday's tomorrow or something like that.
Okay, so he died yesterday and his birthday is tomorrow. Yesterday was like the 21st of December. Okay, so what I wanted to tell you first, though, as before we go into this, so when you see a Hollywood movie star, like my brother when he was younger, and Brad Pitt, you guys remember Brad Pitt? He had the long hair in like Legends of the Fall. It was like, whoa. Okay, so if you remember him, my brother, when he was in his early 20s, had a look like that, and really he had that energy going on, and it was pretty wild. It's neat to see those things. So in those things tells you the energy of those people and their physical appearance, just like he looks a bit like Kevin Costner. So in both Kevin Costner's personal life and in his professional life, and the person that you see, the players that the actors that he acts out as, you're going to see his character in that person. Okay, so Kinsey, your father-in-law will have this energy. Okay, definitely has this energy. All right, his name is David. What is his birthday?
She said his birthday is December 22nd. He died on December 19th. His full name is David Dudley Cushman.
All right. That's funny. Dudley. I used to date this guy named Dudley when I was like...
I thought the same shit.
I did, man. But this is when I was like wild and in my early 20s, right? And he had just gotten out of jail. He got his sneakers stolen and he was upset because he was in jail. But this is the space I was in way back when. Anyways, his name was Dudley. It was so fucking funny because he came to my house one day to pick me up, and he said to my dad, he said... I can't even with this, right? He said to my father, and I'm standing there, and he said to my father, he said, I lay down the rules and she don't want to listen. And my father said, she don't listen to me. What the hell makes you think she's going to listen to you? Right? And it's just funny shit how we remember these things and they connect with this energy, okay? Because this kind of energy comes in with your father-in-law, okay? He's kind of like the Dudley energy. He's good looking. He's a lot of fun. He has a really good heart. In many ways, though, he's a mess. He's a mess, but he holds it together when he needs to, just like that Dudley guy in front of my father. But my father, he was a Sag. You couldn't pull bullshit on him. He was a Capricorn Sag, actually. So that said, he's coming in as having all these traits. And now you may not have seen him in this way, because when people play or are a father figure or a parent kind of figure, we see things with an illusion. Okay, we don't really see the truth of them, right? I know have lots of clients who don't see the truth about their parents, and their darknesses. And as we become adults, we start to see the real truth about what's going on in them, how their beliefs are. What's this? Oh my God, my phone is going on. Okay, so we'll start to see how the beliefs in them are toxic. You know what I mean? As you grow up, when you're a child, basically your parents are kind of like your God space, so to speak. They teach you, you learn from them, and you pick up their beliefs. Just like that's why a lot of kids will be like, "Oh yeah, I love the Steelers," and the whole family loves the Steelers, and the parents love the Steelers, right? Or they like a different football team, but it's the same kind of thing. Your parents like that. You look up to your parents, and this is how that works. Is everything all right, Rachel?
Yeah, I just want to make sure it wasn't somebody at the shop.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so, excuse me for a moment there. Rachel's going to check on the shop with that phone call. I thought Sophia was up there, but we got it. Okay, so, David, all right, so David Kinsey comes in as having a lot of that energy. He also comes in as, he comes in as being a strong figure for you. And he too, like my father, has that Capricorn Sag energy. My father's born on December 23rd. He's born on the 22nd. So you'll see how these energies, how you, Kinsey, are like me. And we all are multi-alike, right? Because what the energy that we are is what we attract in our lives. So your stepfather, like my father, are born around the same time, and they are what you call Christ babies, Christ energy babies. So that tells us that their souls come in of high-end God. It doesn't mean that other souls don't have that, but this right off the bat tells me that, just like religions, right, that have Christ in their religion in some way, shape, or form, somewhere in those souls of the people that believe in this, and during the Christ energy season and the time of that, right, that energy resides in their soul somewhere. It is higher knowing of God. Ask and you shall receive from lifetimes, okay? From lifetimes. So your father is like my father, super fucking wise. Whether he's your stepfather or like my dad was my real father, although my parents always tried to tell me I was adopted when I was a child all the time. So I know a lot of you can relate to those crazy jokes that they used our parents used to say when we were younger. However, he is a high in Christ energy. Any baby who's born in the month of December during holiday season, during winter solstice, Christ energy is snow. It's magical. It's bright. It's transformative. It's beautiful. And so he really is a beautiful soul. He's super wise. He has Capricorn Sag energy. So he's a man who really somewhere in the core of him always did his best to do the right thing. All right, in him, he would also have sayings and things that were super wise, like my dad. Let me give you an example. My dad, and I never realized this all my life, that I was like this person in training consciously, right? I never even realized it, but my father was super wise. And, at certain points in my life, right, he didn't really talk a lot, but when my father said shit, it was well heard, and he meant business. And that is Capricorn, and that is a lovely balance of Capricorn and Sag energy, okay? And you will find this in a lot of higher end souls. And your father, even though he's your stepfather, does not mean anything less, okay? It means that he has these energies, and there is this massive connection. But this is also the same energy that brings you your gifts, okay? You have those same gifts, that Christ energy in you, right? So that said, let me just see here what else is coming in, and this is great wisdom for everybody, so they know when people are born, this high-end Christ energy comes in. We all have it in our souls, whether we realize it or not, or activate it or not, or want to do anything with it or not. It is in there somewhere. And in everyday people in society, you will see it through the things that they do. They show up for work on time. They try to do the right thing, right? And my dad, just like my dad's sayings, he would say, I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make him drink. Everybody knows these old world sayings, right? Or most people, especially this higher end God consciousness, all right? These are wisdom sayings from like the fucking beginning of time, or a really long time. And they have evolved, but they still stand the test of time because they are truth, and they're truth of God. But your father had many sayings like this of great wisdom to share with you. Are you aware of all these things? Is she saying anything about this that she's aware?
I'm not seeing anything.
Okay. All right. So to let you know, and she is on the show tonight, isn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. She might have stepped away. All right. So just like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. A leopard doesn't change his spots. These are some of those sayings. What were some other ones, Jen? Do you know that Dad used to say? By any chance?
On the spot.
Yeah, Jen's at a blank. Thanks, Jen. Thanks. Maybe I should retract how great you guys are. Oh my God. Just kidding. All right. Thanks God for bringing more of those sayings. All right, but here's a really good example. Years ago at my wedding, a friend of my uncle was going to sing at my wedding, and I was in my 20s, and I wasn't as we all are in our own self. What is the word? I don't want to say self-loathe, but less than self-love spaces, right? So I was getting married, and the guy I wanted to sing at my wedding said something about me having Eric Clapton, and I wanted Eric Clapton. That I love Eric Clapton, and And at the time, I was saying how great Eric Clapton's music was, and this guy was saying basically that Eric Clapton was basically a piece of shit, so to speak. He's got no talent and all this crap, right? And then I got upset with that, and my dad knew that I was upset, and my dad pulled me aside, and he said to me, he said, Lynn, he said, do you like Eric Clapton's music? And I said, yeah, Dad, I do. And he said, okay. He said, good. And he said, and then he said to me, and that's all that matters. But here's something else for you, Lynn. Okay. He said, who is more successful, Eric Clapton or this gentleman in their music field? Who is more successful? Something to think about, right? Heavy shit, right? That's the kind of shit my dad would say to me. This is your dad, Kinsey. This is your dad. He's a pillar of incredible wisdom. And he would always come out with these solutions and these gifts in my life when I would be having a hard time. And they would be very simple. He would say this and this and this. And that was it. And he didn't elaborate for hours, but somehow I got the message, right? And I was relieved because, who really cares? They're both great singers. But why does one person have to say one is less than? Because the guy who says that somebody is less than is not secure in who they are, okay, and doesn't feel good about their, let's say in this case, musical gifts. Eric Clapton doesn't have a problem with it. He isn't even there. Right? He's doing his thing, following his heart, right? And he is super gifted. Everybody is super gifted and as gifted as you want to be, right? But when we see challenges with people as they cut people down or be nasty and toxic and unwell, and you'll see it every day, especially in these times. But the truth of the matter is, more often than not, they're speaking of themselves, where they're less than, where they don't feel good, where they feel like they're not good enough in what they're doing or their self-worth space. Always, 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 the truth shows up in Earth World by what people do, where they're at, what they're saying. Everything tells you the truth of God or love about everyone and everything. Everything does. Okay. All right. So that said, these are some wisdom for you, Kinsey, to know about your dad. He's a solstice, so a winter baby like my dad. An old world man. I'm just looking at him. I feel he has jeans and work boots on. And we'll see this as a recurring thing because many of us will be like in the energies. I see him as having jeans and work boots on, just like he has in his t-shirt on, casual stuff. That was his thing. He was more preferring casual, to be comfortable, right? And that really is an old world soul. Just like as you age, with age comes wisdom. You want to be comfortable in your stuff, in your clothes and what you wear. Same thing like when I was younger, I used to wear high heels and mini skirts and all this funky shit that I would never wear today because I'm not into trying to fix my underwear when I'm out in public, as I'm having a problem with my skirt or some kind of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Not into that. I'm into being comfortable, right? And wisdom understands the value of being comfortable, right? And with age comes wisdom, right? And this is all part of all our journeys, right? Everything from aching ankles, from wearing high heels. I'm not wearing those heels anymore, or I'm not doing this. It doesn't mean that they're bad, right? It's part of learning in our journeys and our destinies and our youth, right? And in Earth World, okay? So your dad understood like creature comforts. He had certain things he liked, like a chair, like his family, like to be there for people. Old world, reading the newspaper, it didn't take a lot to make him happy. Very much a man of Earth World. In having that Earth energy, having fire and passion, absolutely. And just like my father, I feel like he could get the piss on. He could get pissed off when he did, and that's a Sag thing. It's usually more of a Sag thing, a fire thing, anger, than a Capricorn thing. But Capricorn is the sadness and the fuel sometimes to that anger that comes out. And so. Let me just see. Is there more for her with him with this? Interesting enough. Yeah, it's wild because he's 2/3 of a way, standing away from me. He's kind of turned in his body, and again I see his side, the side of him, and he's like turning over, and he's leaning and doing something. Did he work on like tractors or cars or something? Because I feel like he's leaning over something, or it was a passion for him. Is she saying anything?
Not right now.
Okay.
Not about that.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the image he's showing me. He has these beautiful blue eyes, and again, these beautiful bright blue eyes. They're about emotions. They're about Lumaria. They're about Atlantis. They're about being super high-end love energy connected. So, you can see that and read that in the energy of people's eyes. Like really dark blue eyes like mine are a mystic, connecting to the stars, but also to the super deep depths of Scorpio. And there's exceptions in every rule that is God and everything that is God. There are exceptions, okay? And so I feel there's incredible wisdom there with him. So again, that eye thing is about energy. It tells you how to read people, how to understand where they've been, their past lives, their destiny, whether they're evolved, whether they came from Atlantis or Lumaria or have lifetimes in those spaces, as well as whether they bring that stuff to the forefront in their behavior. Okay, so your dad, I do feel he was very much of Earth world, but he got it. On some level, he got it. He understood love and he understood doing the right thing, and that's Capricorn. That's Capricorn doing the right thing. And I can see where you have similar eyes, Kinsey. And even though he might not be your biological father, that same energy runs true through both of you. Nothing really is in the way people think. You can say, well, this is how science works in Earth world, and technically he's not her father. Energetically, there's a whole different ball game going on here with God in love from lifetimes. There's connections from lifetimes. So everything is not in the way people think in Earth world. That's just one piece of the giant puzzle of infinite that is all that is God. Okay. I'm just seeing, is there anything else? It's wild because I feel like he worked a lot and was kind of removed from your family as well. It doesn't mean that he doesn't love you. I feel like he loves, and he loves hard, and he loves powerfully and strongly. And he's not really saying a lot, which is interesting. He doesn't have a lot to say. And I'm like, why is that? So give us the wisdom and the answers to all this now, please, God. And if David could do that as well. What is his last name? Cushman. Okay. Put Cushman, and his first name is David. Again, David is an old world name. David, what was the father of the Christ baby? What were their names? Do you know?
Mary
and Joseph, right? Okay, so these
That's
are all
a trick question.
Again, sorry for the trick question. But again, Mary and Joseph, the basically the parents of the Christ baby. These are old world names. David, Robert, Mary, Joseph, old world soul. People's names tell you everything about them as well, right? So yeah, he does come in as an old world soul. He does come in as being kind of quiet and reserved, and not a man of many words again. Okay, anything else, God, for him? Candy canes do come in for him, and lollipops, yellow, orange, red, and blue colors. Does what's the daughter's name? Camber. Does Camber like lollipops? Because I feel like the lollipops connect to her. I feel he's one of her guides. I feel like he's a guide for you as well. But he comes in a real lot around the baby, loves the baby. Well, who doesn't love babies? Babies are so incredible, really. Okay, so Kinsey, if you have any questions, he is shaking his head, and he's telling me that he loves you. He loves you. Okay. So very much. And also he's saying he loves that baby. Okay. So if you ask to see him, ask to use your gifts to see him, ask to use your gifts to speak with him. I do feel he's going to come to you in a dream. I do feel he comes to Camber. This is why we're thinking about working together with all of this, on a personal level, not thinking about it. We have a plan too, as far as I know, unless something changes that energetically, to help you and your daughter with your gifts on a personal level, as you know. So I feel like he's going to be around there, and you'll be able to facilitate and really connect to him as time goes on with this. But all you got to do is ask. You don't need me, really. Ask and you shall receive. Ask, and for whatever it is that you want to connect to him in however many ways, and then we teach Camber that from love. Ask love, Okay. So I feel like that's it. It's funny because he's walking away from me in jeans, and I feel like he has that blue t-shirt on. and that haircut. So he's showing me this picture of him. But what's interesting is I feel like he's walking over to another car in a driveway. Like he's going over to that car, like to drive it. And I feel like it's some kind of sports car, wow, a Maserati comes in for him. Like, it doesn't mean that he owned one. What it means is I think he liked them or had a passion for them. But also what comes in is the color red, a red sports car. I almost want to say like a Charger or a Nova or an old world muscle car like that, Camaro, or a Mustang, like an Eleanor Mustang from that Nicolas Cage movie kind of thing.
Shelby.
Yeah, or Shelby Mustang, yeah. So I do feel like he has a passion for cars, but he's walking away. Anything else? Does she have anything else? Because I'm picking up no.
No, she did confirm much of what you said, that he loved working on cars. He was always at work, very reserved. He actually died in a freak accident, she said, at work, at Carter Machinery he worked at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. So Kinsey, thank you. Thanks for validating and sharing with everybody. Thank you. Okay, so who's next? And what time we got?
8:34.
All right, we got about 10 more minutes, guys. All right, go ahead.
We have D next.
Hi, D.
Said, the past few days, it seems like I have a semblance of my mother back for the holidays. I'm wondering if this is the magic of the season and if there's anything I need to look out for after the holiday's over, because she's been having visions of unwell things happening to her mom.
All right. Whenever we get visions like that, ask God to clear them and put the best way to be from love in place of this, okay? From love. All right. Ask God to focus on different things, positive, healthy things. Okay. And then we can look in your chart and we can remove those things too when we work together. Or if you wanted to bring some of the placements or the energy, the aspects in your chart here, we can clear them out as well. And we can ask God what those are and take a look at it literally to teach people how to do it. And we've done some of this work, I think, in the past on our show here. So we can do all of those things and you can do them yourself, Dee. I do feel the magic of this season is beautiful. And this year there's more magic than there's been in the past 3 or 4 years. All right. And that's because the world is waking up. It's starting to see the God's honest truth of the darkness and what's going on here. There'll be a lot more Christmas and holiday decorations if you guys haven't noticed. And that's celebrating the energy of love, the energy of Christ energy. And it doesn't matter what religion you are, right? It's about the spirit, the energy of doing such things and connecting to Christ energy. Again, it's about love. It's about love. So if you celebrate Christmas and you have a Christmas tree, you put up your tree, right? Think about a tree. A tree is tree of life. Pine, and pine is one of the lovely tools. Pine essential oil is one of the lovely tools to help you with, let's say, inoculation shedding, right? Putting some of that on, but it has to be a good quality essential oil. But again, it's Christ energies. Pine, you smell pine. Almost everybody loves pine. All right. There are exceptions, of course, but it's refreshing, just like snow. This is all energy that's high-end God, right? High-end Christ energy. 'Tis the season. Okay. So we're going to see a lot of different energies happening in the season. And yes, Dee, this is affecting your mother in a positive, healthy way. The holiday season has an energy about it that's absolutely beautiful and magical. It really does. And so your mom is, her soul is picking up on this on a subconscious level, which is allowing you guys to have a beautiful time together. And it's kind of like, think of it as a gift. Think of it as a gift from the heavens, the gift from God, a gift from love, a gift for your souls. Okay. Let me just see here. So, but don't look at it as a dread thing. Okay. A lot of times, what is the word I'm looking for? Like, I cringe before I say this because I don't want you to get into the space of this, because a lot of times before people are going to cross over, their souls rally, and if they're mentally ill, in other words, or physically ill, they come back, and all of a sudden, like I've had a dog, Jack, that did this, right? But I could see him morphing into a horse more and more and more as he was getting closer to crossing over. But the thing that Jack did is he was really, really sick, and then like the last 3 or 4 days he had like what do we call that, Jen?
The rally?
Yeah, the rally. It's like a rally that souls do before they cross over. All right, so a lot of people get freaked out by this kind of stuff, and it's usually like 3 or 4 days. Like all of a sudden they'll be sick, and then the holiday will come, and they'll be around for the holiday, and then they'll cross over. They hold on, but they're in a different space of it. So a lot of times they'll be feeling better on those days. They pull up everything, all the magic of their souls, so that they can spend these special times and these special moments with us. And they're gifts. They're absolute gifts. So you could say this is one of those gifts. I don't feel like this is the rally. So that's why I said I cringe on telling you this, wisdom, because I don't feel like this is the rally, but I do feel like this is what your souls, this is part of the gifts of the seasons that your souls have called in, where you can enjoy each other, come from love, do beautiful things. And that's what you do with this time. This is why I tell people every moment that you have with each other in this reality is a blessing. So when we suffer from sicknesses of mental disorders and mental illnesses or drugs or addiction, we'll have one day of a sober moment with, let's say, our friend who can't stop drinking, and we'll have a beautiful dinner, and we'll hug, and we'll just connect, and it'll be so fucking magical. And then, and these are those kinds of gifts. Okay. And, other times, this will happen when people will cross over. They'll stay for the holidays, and then boom. Right. And this is for multiple different reasons. This isn't just what I'm talking about here. Just like our dog did that. Jack, he was lovely. We were really hoping he was going to stay and rally. And then that 4th day, we knew. And it was time to let him go. Right. But I won't forget ever the magic and the wisdom of having him and the wonderful times that we did have. And when universe gives us these times, be grateful and enjoy it. And now you know what's going on. And yes, the energy of the season, absolutely. It's a higher vibration for this whole month and into the winter season. Absolutely is a higher vibration. Okay. I'm just laughing about summertime and sex and darkness. Why? It's just something that kind of came in. It was just funny. It's not really funny, all right? In darker vibrations, summertime can be a very sexual, lurid, kind of sweaty, gross kind of thing, Dark, this is what universe is telling me. It kind of, the season of that kind of lends itself to that, and in more toxic vibrations doesn't mean that's truth of it across the board. Okay. But this is one of the lovely things about holidays, and Christ season and the holiday season. It's a higher vibration of love. It's a celebration. Celebrations are fun. They're about happiness. They're about joy. They're about family. They're about love. They're about gifts. They're about being together. They're about talking. They're about having fun and just doing things, right? And so the whole holiday season, the whole fall season is going to have a higher vibration of love because it is so incorporated with that in the fabric of that season. But it doesn't mean that there isn't magic in all that is the year. There absolutely is. But so you guys know for now, and Dee's questions of what she's asking for, this way I don't feel like she's going to cross over right now. But I do feel this is just a beautiful time that is designed by you guys, your soul. This energy lends itself to that. Your souls have grabbed this energy and you're using it. Just like when I talk about astrology and I say, well, Jupiter is in the 2nd house and let's capitalize on this abundant energy. So what do we want to ask God for, right? So your soul does this subconsciously on a subconscious level. We all do this, okay? With the energy of all that is God. It's just put into words in the formula of astrology, okay? So you are capitalizing on this beautiful energy, which is calendar year time, Christ energy time, okay? And you're capitalizing on this energy. Your soul is on a subconscious soul, and so is your mom. Just like when you make beautiful food and cookies like you sent to me. Oh my God, right? And thank you. And why were they so good? Because they're made with love. The best things in life are filled with love. Filled. The greatest things you will ever do, whoever you are, is going to be intense, incredible, amazing love. That's where that comes from. Whether you write, whether you paint, whether you draw, whether you bake, whether you make food, whether you give a hug like that. And you have incredible hugs, Dee. You know that. Okay. That said, that's what's going on. Enjoy it. And for anybody who wants this energy as well, thanks God for that for us. Thanks for those gifts for us now. Please, from love with everybody we love. That magic. Thank you. Okay. What else we got? Are we
She's
time?
got a follow-up question. Real
Okay.
quick.
D has a follow-up? Okay.
You were talking about how she can do chart work to clear this stuff out with her mom with the vision she gets, and she's asking if she should be doing a transit chart or a general chart.
My all-time bomb is the transit chart.
Well, she sent her transit chart if you want to take a quick gander.
And my people my people try to make me work more. All right, is this your here's what I want to ask you. Is this your subconscious chart or is this your traditional birth chart? Okay, because there's different charts. Because what's coming in is this was done on a subconscious soul energy, but it's right here in Earth world. So I'm being called to look at the subconscious chart. So this would be 3 months before the time you were born. So if I'm born on October 19th, at a certain time, place, year, I'm going to do 3 months before. So for me, it would be my subconscious soul would be July 19th of, let's say, 1966, and my birth time and my birthplace. Okay. And then I pull up my subconscious chart. If you could send me that, I will tell you, you said placements, right? She asked for placements.
She didn't really say, but I'm assuming that would be helpful.
Okay. So what does she want me to do with her chart?
I think you mentioned it when you were talking to her about it.
To remove stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. That's what I'm trying to get. I didn't know if she just wanted to read, and so if she wanted just to read, or if she wanted more than that, or something different. So, but I'm also having. Okay, she doesn't have it yet.
Not yet.
Okay, all right, because I'm also getting. The subconscious soul is where you're going to pick up these things, but this is where this energy is manifesting from. Okay, your subconscious soul, as I say many times, you guys, your subconscious soul runs the show, and that this is no exception. And you will know because this actually just happened. You didn't consciously ask God for this, right? It just happened. But now you know, now you can consciously ask God for this. But your subconscious soul did. Do you see what I'm saying? So your subconscious soul is needing this energy. Your heart needs this. Okay, so it's called it in. And where the demons lie in our subconscious, this is also going to be connected to that for the aspects that, let's say, would make you incessantly, it'll be all throughout your chart, but as a grand rule that universe guides me, again, this is Capricorn, this is logic, this is being direct, and this is about getting right to the point and practical. So we want the biggest thing that's in your subconscious chart to heal this, to change this. Okay, so that's what we ask God for, and all of the aspects to be free of them. But which ones are they in your subconscious soul and your conscious soul? And I'm picking up that they are in the subconscious soul, so I pick it up. So that's why I ask for that. So we are going to look at the subconscious soul, but the energy of why this happened and how this happened will also be there. But this way we can tell you what placements to clear, to heal, to change, to be free of, so that you don't have this incessant thinking and this coming in. It's part of your gifts, but just like anything that is all of this God, you got to know what to do, when to do, how to do, what not to do, how to turn things on, how to turn things off, how to let go of things, how to be free of things, right? How to ask to have the healthiest way of being with this energy, okay? And this is for everything in our lives. Healthiest, best space from love with everything. Okay, so what you got, Jen? Does she have it?
Not yet. I haven't gotten it yet. It looks like it's coming through soon.
Okay, that said, I'm just gonna, do we have the lighter? Could you pass me that lighter?
Yeah.
We're just gonna light some more sage a minute. We're gonna give Dee a few minutes. If not, if we don't get back to it this time, Dee, in this live, we're going to get back to it next week. In the meantime, I want to wrap it up and wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And we will get to these placements for you. If we don't, I'm going to ask God that we bring them up next week, because this would be really good for everybody who has any kind of incessant, obsessive, compulsive, can't let go of shit, thoughts, feelings, emotions, anywhere in their life. This is a great tool to help us all be free of it. Okay? All right. So I just want to wish everybody, whatever holiday you celebrate, the best holidays, and Merry Christmas to all who celebrate Christmas, and whatever you celebrate. May it be the greatest from love. And may you have the best time with your families, and may we all. Thanks for coming to our show. Thanks for everything you do that comes from love in the world. All right. And in you. And thanks for being our people, and have the best holidays. And we'll see you next Wednesday before New Year's. Okay. And we'll take it from there. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next week.